Thank you once again for joining us today at Eastern News 24. I see the bike and Kone Chili. Yes, hello. All right, today we are bringing to you the latest update of what is happening on the Eastern region, Biafra land. If today happens to be your first time you have come across our video, don't forget to hit that subscription button and turn on the notification. All right, this news is according to the Biafran activist, as he quote. The bike Former Nigerian President Buhari escapes reportedly swallow ICC Kenya court order papers, disappear over his health. Here the news in details. Kankawalo ni ya ni Igbo. As na Tinubu n'ụlọ akwụkwọ eji wee nye order from Kenya. Ndị ICC ji wee nye order from Kenya ka eburu ya. O wee nọ dị akwụkwọ wee buru ya jebezie UK. Is joke sha. Ihe ga ya bụ ife. Agwa gị na onye ọbụla aka ya dị n'ije Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ya ata afụfụ. Ọ bụrụ egwuregwu. Ka m kwụsịgoro ya ebe a ka m kwụsị ebe a. Dịka ihe ga ya bụ ife biko kaba alụ kere ya ata n'ihe ya ewetere unu. Over to you.
President, Buhari, has been rushed to a clinic there in London, UK. They said he's been managing his health and he's been complaining for some time, but he had to be rushed because the condition was getting worse. And this has gotten a lot of people's attention as regards this. We've seen the Igbos, we've seen the dental data come out. And somewhere, there was misreaction as regards this. Some were happy, and why some were claiming that this is the fake Buhari, that the real Buhari is dead. What's your take as regards?
Yeah, whatever it is, the UK mail that first broke the news that Buhari was dead. It was not really Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. People does not understand that. But it was a UK media platform that actually broke the news that Buhari was dead. That was around 2017 or thereabout, years, if I can remember, where he disappeared from the space, and after emerging as the president. But Buhari first took ill around April or 2016 or 2015, if I can remember. And we've seen that his health deteriorated to the extent that in around 2017 he disappeared from the surface of the earth and went to an unknown location for where he spent days. And there was this speculation, because nobody could reach him, the media couldn't reach him, Nigerians couldn't reach him, and that what triggered the news then that he was actually a clone dead man. And they not in their usual stuff, just like what we saw during Jonathan and Yanadua, we saw very clearly that the manipulation that took place when why Yanadua was confirmed to have been dead. The media, the Northerners keep on covering that aspect of it until when he was brought back to Nigeria, even to an extent, they took light, just so similar thing happened to Buhari, and we have not been able to get to that level of really unveiling whether the Jubril we saw or the real Buhari, but that has been kept in secret. For the man to come out and said, severally that that the kind of medical attention and equipment and other things he saw or he went through, or some of raised that speculations that the Northerners the might have been into something very secretive that they has kept a secret by themselves. So that was what triggered that, and he came and managed to stay 8 years in office. And on May 29, 2023, he left office anyway. And since that time he left office around April, he was also flown out again. So, I remember when Shetima and the rest of them led a visit to him, and they were able to move him from Daura, to Kaduna. Suspiciously, Nigerians start having that suspicion that something must be ongoing. And since that time, Buhari has not been spotted anywhere in in the public, and the triggering speculations that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu might have a detailed information, about the identity and the personality of a man, who appeared from the horizon and took over the mantle of, leadership for over 8 years. So the UK Mail that broke that story, has not been giving the public, a more investigative, story or news about the whereabouts of Muhammad Buhari, whether it was late or they now decided to play a game against Nigerians that is best known to them. But unfortunately, according to Gaba Shehu, who is also Buhari's media aide, there's a lot of things, that we are hearing now. It's possible that Buhari might not might be late. God forbid. We are just saying that, it's possible because from the what we are hearing from the undisclosed hospital where he was being seen last, smuggled within that space, within that area, he is not something funny. We pray that it is not what it is, but whatever it is, and that is Buhari for you, an arch enemy of the Igbo people, and an arch enemy of anything that has to do with Biafra, an arch enemy, and the brain behind the extremism, the Islamic agenda, and the Fulanization of Nigeria. I remember years ago, Buhari can never be associated with anything that has to do with the goodness of any Igbo man, any time, any day, because the guy is clearly, purely an anti-Igbo. And these are the people that are suspecting, as being reported in different quarters, that he might have been the brain behind the recent, unleash of the Fulani herdsmen, bandits, killer squad, sects, extremism, name them, jihadist agenda and all that. Because this is a man, who has made several statements, threatening anybody who want to rise against the Islamization of Nigeria and the Fulanization of Nigeria. So this is everywhere. We need to know whether Buhari is still alive and whether he is late.
Okay, but a lot of people have a lot of Igbos currently on social media are saying that what this was the same man that declared IPOB as a terrorist group, and at the same time he said he will talk to IPOB and the Igbos in a way they will understand. That was when Nnamdi Kanu created ESN and vowed to protect the Igbos. But a lot of people have said even the same Buhari, up till now we don't know where the wife is. We are not hearing from the children, that they are still insisting that it's fake Buhari, and at the same time they feel that what is happening to him is well deserved as regards him kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya.
And you can see that atrocity maybe because of the recent revelation about what happened in Kenya. His health, deteriorated because yes, the shock. So the whole thing is very clear. He was, of course, like I said before, something else when it comes to anything that has to do with Igbo. But thank God that he met his mate in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have, actually taught him a very big lesson. He never succeeded. The only thing is that these are the people who use the likes of Hope Uzodinma and the rest of them, to infiltrate the eastern part of the country and begin to cause serious havoc by deploying the so-called repentant Boko Haram in the Nigerian army, deploying them entirely to the eastern part of the country. He added to the issue of insecurity and liars to some governors, created the Ibuago. The Ibuago were busy killing the Igbo people. I remember he said, the Igbos are a dot nation. He was making some kind of mockery statement about the people whom he later came to acknowledge they are a force to reckon with. So Buhari, for me, is no good area for any Igbo man, and I can tell you very clearly, that that man you are seeing there, that was taught a big lesson by Nnamdi Kanu, will never regret. The international community and the ICC has already mapped out plan to get him to explain his role, how he got involved in the issue of illegal rendition, and kidnapping of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I think it became worse. His health became worse after hearing the victory of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's court case. For now, we are still watching the development from the news we are getting. Buhari might not be able, to face ICC this time around, because it is not going to find it funny. Imagine Buhari spending the rest of his life in ICC custody, being locked up somewhere for violating the Commonwealth Treaty and for compromising the Kenyan government. It's a criminal act, and coupled with a lot of things that has been attached to his government. Massive corruption, looting, the killing of the Igbos, and those how he liaised with Wike and the rest of them. Also, Carlo, these are the people he actually used to destabilize the eastern part of the country and create pure insecurity, allowing the current security threat we are seeing now in terms of the jihadists in the eastern part of the country battling to see how they are going to infiltrate the political space and, of course, take over the indigenous communities of the eastern part of the country, which is referred mostly as Biafra.
Okay, but one thing you mentioned, he said, Buhari might not be able to survive the onslaught, from the ICC. But we've heard the United Nations and the US, come out to, finger, Buhari as the pioneer, as the person that created the security. That is a partner with Umahi and Uzodinma to create a Bubagu, who were fingered as people that were killing people in the southeast. Do you think this is one of the main issue why Buhari knows that he might be taken to world court? That's why he's kind of perturbed and scared as regards this.
He's a very cunning man. There is a very somebody that is that has, when you look at him very well, these are these patrons and the pioneers of jihadists in this part of the world, and he has never put anybody on his activities, because I remember some time ago when there was this issue of negotiation, and Boko Haram, we are calling him, they were saying he's their life patron and this and that, and these are the people who went as far as signing a document that the Fulanis should be allowed to settle finally in Nigeria, from all over the world. That is what is happening now. But let me just say it very clearly. All those people that were involved in that agenda, with Buhari supervising the killing and the infiltration in the Biafra land, they have all failed. Nobody can survive, that. They can never survive it. And watching that all his plan, trying to kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, try to attack Simon Ekpa in Finland, all these things we are seeing today is a joint effort from Iran, and other Arab world who are bent on making sure that they fulfill the agreement of making sure Nigeria become an indigenous land of the Fulanis. So the obstacle Mazen Nnamdi Kanu created is why the thing has not been able, to be rooted in Nigeria till this moment. And that is what it is. And we continue to watch as things begin to unfold. But I can tell you that it's likely Buhari might not survive a direct attack or release or arrest of ICC. I think that was what. So I think he's saying that it's better he died, than to face ICC over Mazen Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Christian. Simon Ekpa get people that are lobbying for Biafra, and it is a plus. The way Simon Ekpa is going international. and it seems he's making this agitation a serious international issue by employing international lobbyists to make sure that Biafra is recognized at the world stage. Let's get a reaction.
Now, thank you for that wonderful question, the anchor of this great platform. First and foremost, I want to say, Samonepa has come out to say, or has outlined countless times that he said that the Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gun for the second time. Now when he said that, see, Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gun, it means that nobody needs to die for them to exit Nigeria. Now, Ojukwu fought Biafra in a different dimension. Now, Mazen Kanu did it via his own dimension. So ECPA is taking it globally. And now, we've seen world body recognize Biafra. We've seen the UN and then some other global body have come out to endorse the Biafra struggle. So kudos to him, it is a plus. Some persons have come out to say that Samonepa should be discredited, the likes of Ohanes Edigbo and that of the Southeastern governors. But my question is that you said Samonepa should not be taken serious. Then who should be taken serious? The government who is not willing to protect our people? Is it the people who have refused to speak up when the Igbo man has been marginalized in the country? Is it the same governors who have become a tools in the hands of their Fulani master? So for you to even have a character like Samonepa and Nnamdi Kanu to have come out to say enough is enough, that we are tired of this contraption called one Nigerians. It shows that these people have this mindset that, see, they can no longer be the slave. So for him to have even gone as far as to hire lobbyists that will speak on behalf of Biafra in the world in the UN summit, to me it's a plus, and that alone, the voice of Biafrans will be heard globally, and the voice of an Igbo man is also being heard globally. Now let me take it back the line. When Southern Sudan and South Sudan wanted parted ways, nobody killed each other. Nobody go through the route of violence. It was done amicably. So Samonepa is doing it amicably for him to convince world leaders that this thing is possible. And why the government of the day, the present government of Nigeria, are not seeing it that way. Thank you. You can also
should the government, the Nigerian government be worried about people?
Why would they be worried? The same people have sent assassins to kill Samonepa. Now only he has escaped. So see, one thing about it is that the government of the day, they are panicking. There's panic. You know what it is now? So a particular tribe, a major tribe, to exit your country. You know how an Igbo man is. You know the investment of an Igbo man is in the country. Now imagine in Nigeria without an Igbo man. Let's just imagine that. I mean, dominance. That means the Hausa man would now dominate virtually every government parastatals in Nigeria. So now the reason why the Igbo man is still believe that's in Nigeria is because the Igbo man is still in the contraption called Nigeria. And eventually, if the Igbo man leaves, my brother, the Yoruba man will know the true meaning of Nigeria, and then we don't know who owns Nigeria. Just like what Angwabula said, he said they are not scared of the Igbos parting, exiting Nigerians. That was what he said. He said they are not scared. Indirectly, that means the other tribe would not have sense of belonging in the country, and we know it. I know it too. An abnormal man now has the spirit of dominance. You cannot dominate him. If a Fulani man has the spirit of dominance, for you to dominate him, it will take ages. In terms of population, you cannot dominate them. So one thing is that so Ojukwu have foreseen this whole thing. That was why he championed this Biafra struggle, and now gradually it is now becoming a reality in this contraction called Nigeria. Now there are some Igbo men, some Igbo men are even tired of the system called Nigeria, just because they feel their brother is still in president. Now, my brother, I can bet you, come 2027, the Yorubas will be championing the Republic more than the Igbo man. I can bet you that. That I am very certain of. Yes, we will championing because it is certain when their president, when their brother is being kicked away from the presidency, already there is a plot, and which he himself cannot escape. The president himself knows that there is a plot, and then the big shots in the north are forming alliance. You know it. RFI, a powerful influence in the north, is not in the league. Sorry, is not in good terms with the president. And now nobody can take that factor. What RFI did, honestly, that made President Tinubu emerge as the president via his own influence. And then we have also the likes of Ango Ambulai, which is the chairman of the Northern Order Forum. He said post election that the Northern Order supported Tinubu, but from 2027 Tinubu will not get their support. So what does that mean? Now so now if the average Northern person is not given the vote, now where will they get the vote? It just come by 2027. The same thing the Yorubas have tagged the Igbos for. Now they will be the master mind of it, because I can bet you by 2027 Yoruba will stop. And that's the slogan that will continue the trend, is that we are tired of the country, we want to follow the suit of the Igbo man and exit the country. And then the Igbo man now will not take them, tag them for being unserious, because now that the Igbo man is championing for the exit, we are saying the Igbo man is not serious. There are claims that the Igbo man is not serious, but I can bet you when the system will also catch up with you, then you will know why the Igbo man has been championing to exit. Thank you for always coming.
Ndị ba ngwadalo li nene dukun si wee ge ya bụ ife wetelu n'ụbọchị uruchi nke taa. Anyị ga-anapụ nukun ya ati ya gbasata maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile ụmụnna wetela anyị. Gwa ifu nche n'udo nke unu.